Hello, my loves. Welcome into this reading for those who have the planet Neptune in the sign of Gemini. If you have not already watched the introduction to this reading and you want to learn more about the Gemini energy and what it is that we're doing in these readings, you can find it linked in the description and popping up on YouTube. So the planets in the astrological story represent what, and the sign that they're in represent how that what expresses. So the what of the planet Neptune is your connection to source. So your connection to source expresses itself through the Gemini energy and archetype. This is a place of opening up to whatever you call source, whatever you believe in. Some people think it's nature, some people think it's the universe, some people think it's a specific god, some people give it up to the elemental realm. There's so many different ways and terms and relationships that we have with source. Source is a big energy. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, to define it, and to bring it into our lives. But your connection to source expresses itself through the Gemini energy and archetype. You probably think about source a lot. You probably think about, what is it that is source. You may be very mental about it. I'm saying that because Gemini is an air sign representing the mental realm. You may also change your mind about what source is and what's out there and what it means to you. You may adapt your beliefs, your ways of connecting to source as you discover different philosophies, different beliefs, different experiences in your life. The Gemini energy is imaginative, clever, witty, energetic, and it recognizes things that can be the same yet different. Religion itself is the same yet different. There's a common thread through all religions, yet they're all different and they have their own unique signatures. Very much similar to the different spiritual traditions as well. The concepts of source outside of religion. So I also like to tell people that their Neptune placement is how they connect to source. So your connection to source is very mental. You may actually have conversations in your head with that which you consider source. You may journal and write down as you connect to source. You may find that you just like to daydream in a natural setting about what is being communicated to you through the natural environment. This is something for you to play with and consider and dive deeper into as the sun is highlighting Gemini energy. So it's highlighting your connection to source. So you're really being invited to focus on, to spotlight in your life, your connection to source. What is it that you feel connected to? How do you feel connected to source? What do you believe source is? And how can you deepen your relationship with that energy? Let's get into the reading. So if you haven't already, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and open your heart to receive the guidance most aligned for you at this time. Here's your invitation to do that. You can call in source to be here with you. You can call in any energies you want to. I just ask that they be here in unconditional love and in alignment with your highest good and the highest good of all. And remember that our intention is to see what we're reflecting upon. So you're reflecting on your connection to source, and this card's going to be what you're seeing in the mirror. So pause the video if you need more time to set the space for you to receive this guidance. Here you are. Ooh, yeah. Justice. Let's read from the deck, and then we'll discuss. Number 11, you may see that popping up as an affirmation, confirmation of this message for you. Justice asks you to learn from your past experiences, the good, the bad, and the fugly. Take it all and grow from it. This energy is not about perfection, but about fairness and honesty. It highlights clarity of motivation and intention, and it asks you to be realistic about the cause and effect of your thoughts and actions. Seek to balance your growth with both positivity and shadow, and learn from the many different parts of you. In your current situation, be impartial as you reframe your reality and work to remove any negative emotional charge from the equation. If fear is causing you to act in a way that you aren't proud of, seek a variety of perspectives before judging another person's actions to be good or bad. The only true path ahead of you is one that is not necessarily black or white, but it is always one of love. Beautiful. I'm going to show you this affirmation in the camera and then I'll read it. You can pause if you want to write it down. It says, my good karma is delightfully loving and it can be the most motivating of teachers. Very interesting here is you're reflecting upon your connection to source. You may be reflecting upon, it feels like to me that there's this, that there may be this block that you have to connecting to source because there's this question within you of how can an all-loving being allow for XYZ, whatever the bad is that you've experienced or that you see in the world. And this is a very legitimate question. And there are answers to this question if you're able to open up to the perspective that allows you to see things in a different way, to see how the bad could be good, and to allow yourself to just keep getting receive guidance. So the way that you can receive guidance from source, you can use a prayer book, you can sit in meditation, you can listen to speakers of whatever tradition you follow and what they have to say. You can also just, like I was saying earlier, I'm really seeing somebody writing down questions and getting answers. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the, I think it's Neil Diamond Walsh book. I forget what it's called, but it's about God and it's about conversation. Maybe it's called Conversations with God. I think that's it. But he just journals. He just writes a question and he receives answers. So maybe that's something for you, to write this question, to open yourself to receive an answer. What I do when I'm doing this is I'll write the question and then I'll just energetically remove myself from the situation and just allow a feeling of love to come over me. And then when that love has something to say and share, I'll write it out. Sometimes I'll do this also in a meditative space. Well, I'll just drop into a relaxed place. I usually do some sort of breathing exercise so that I know my mind knows that, hey, it's time to connect. For me, it's usually breathing, counting the inhale, 1, and exhale 2, doing that all the way up to 10, and then reversing that and going all the way back down to 1. And I do that 3 times until I feel like my mind is clear. And then I can ask a question. And then I feel the energy of love giving me an answer. That may not be something that works for you, but play around with it. And again, try things within the realm of the Gemini energy and archetype, which is the mental realm, and writing and communicating. Those ways of connecting with source and getting this answer. If this was something that resonated with you, if you really do have a block to connecting with source because you don't understand how an all-loving being could allow for this to happen, then this is a contemplation for you. You're seeing this in the mirror. So also, if you're seeing a lot of judgment outside, a lot of things being called as good or bad, that's also a reflection for you to recognize that you're doing that as well on some level, and to do the work in clearing that up. I'm being guided to share that one way that you connect to source, one way that source communicates to us is through other people. And what we see in other people is really giving us information about what is going on within us, their reflections. This beautiful Gemini energy very strongly shows up and wants us to see the world as a reflection of our inner world. And that's part of source. That's part of the universe and how the laws of the universe, the law of reflection, the law of feedback. And it's showing you what's going on inside of you. I'm also inspired to invite you into the human condition content and information that I've been sharing during the moon phases, because that has answered this question for me in a way that really no other tradition has. And I've been searching and diving into a lot of different belief systems. And I've really found with that content and information a freedom from seeing things as good or bad. I can see things just as true. And I can see that I really have been able to get to a perspective that there's nothing wrong. And that's a huge, huge place to be. And it may not feel like that could ever be true for you, but there is information out there that can offer that perspective, and it's science-based. It's not spiritual-based. So that may be something that resonates with you as well. You can check out my readings, and you can also check out the interview that solves the human condition and saves the world, linked hopefully on YouTube once I'm done editing these. But if I haven't edited it in, just search for that title. Okay? I feel like I'm complete here. I'm really excited for you to connect to source in a new way and to hear and see, like, even in this picture, it's a reflection, right? You are source energy as well. And so you have the ability to tap into source and to connect with source in a deep way. And this is the season for you to do it. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors that universal light within you. Namaste.